God is so merciful because we do some horrible stuff, folks. I mean, really, you just gotta understand, what the book is saying and how bad we really are. And I think that's the problem. People don't really uh, understand how bad and wicked we are. Nevertheless, now let me help you. Watch. This is Isaiah, the Old Testament, confirming what we just read in the New Testament. Listen to God. I was sought by those who did not ask for me. Is anybody going around asking for Jesus? Not according to the book. Then how can they seek him? I just read it to you in John. They were born again. I was found by those who did not seek me. Is anybody going around seeking after God? No. Then how in the world did they find it? I showed it to you already. Go back and read the passage in John. They were born of God. I said to them, did they say to him? No, friend, that's not how it's worked. This is the effectual call. God called Abraham. Abraham. Was Abraham looking for God? Of course not. He was a pagan, idol worshiping Babylonian. God said to us, here I am. Here I am. To a nation of people that was not called by my name. You were not. You were hellbound. Who did this, friends? God did it. You owe everything to God. All right, let's go wrap this up in Romans 8. I need to tie this up and put a bow on it. Do you see what just happened? We spent an entire hour on 1.5 verses. And we could have went a lot deeper. That's true Bible study. If you're willing to do it. Am I saying every time you read the Bible, that's how you should do it? Yes. If you really want to know God. Because if you don't understand what sufferings he's talking about, then your mind, I'm telling you, your mind is going to make something up. If you don't understand, what's happening at this present time and what he means by that, then your mind is going to assume something based on your own knowledge. Same thing for the glory. Same thing for the hope and the expectation and what he means by creation. Your mind will fill in the blanks. And you know what's going to happen? Because your mind has filled in the blanks, you're going to be wrong. Why? Because more than likely, everything that your mind gives you isn't lining up with this book. And you're going to believe wrong. You're going to act that out. and you're going to sin against God. Willingly? Not really. But every sin is a willful sin against God. So that's just the way it works, friends. Okay, so let's look at this. But because of him who subjected it in hope, because the creation itself also will be delivered from bondage. See, creation gets delivered in this bondage of corruption. What is corruption? Bondage simply means slave. Corruption means sin. So this creation that's subjected and are slaves to sin, you're going to be delivered into, notice, into, so you go from one place into another place. So what God is saying, here we are in this present world. You are going to be delivered from one world and brought over into world number 2. So from world number 1 into world number 2. There is no such thing as glorious liberty in this world. We read that first over in Revelation chapter 21. You've seen it yourself. So that's why I keep trying to tell you, you got to let the scriptures. Is that part right here written in here anywhere? No. So how did we come to the conclusion that he's talking about the 2 different worlds? Because we read it. We read it somewhere else. And we allowed that other scriptures to bear down on this. So now we know without a shadow of a doubt, without any doubt whatsoever, that that's exactly what God is talking about. Would you have known that had I not showed it to you? That's my point. That's what I'm teaching you. I'm not putting you down. Please don't take it that way. What I'm trying to explain to you is that you must study the book in depth if you want to know it. It has nothing to do with your IQ. It has everything to do with you taking the time to find out what bondage means, to find out what corruption means. And why does he use the word into something? As if somebody is taking me and dropping me into a bucket. He is. He's taking you out of this world and putting you in that world. This one here is corrupt with sin. This one here, there is only righteousness. You see? That's the difference, friends. That's the difference. Knowledge from God, not yours. Not yours. All right, let's wrap this up. For we know it is known to us. How is it known to us? How did you figure this out? You didn't figure this out. Nobody figures this out. God told us. God willed to reveal it. Otherwise, it's going to be hidden from you. Do you understand that? No one figures out the book. We read where the book says it's hidden unless God wills to reveal it. That the whole creation groans. So what evidence do we see of this groaning and labors as birth pains? What evidence do you see? Jesus described them to us over in Matthew chapter 24. It's all the natural disasters that you see happening. And he's restraining those natural disasters. One day, over in the book of Revelation, starting in chapter 6, he's going to completely remove the restrainer away. And then this right here, this futility that's causing the groans. So this is your earthquakes and your tornadoes and all these natural disasters, your tsunamis and all that stuff. That's why it's happening. It's happening because the world is corrupt with sin. Do you know that rain, the stuff that comes down from the sky, that waters the earth, that literal rain, do you know that's part of the curse? That it's not supposed to rain. You do understand that, right? That the water was supposed to literally come up from underneath the earth to water everything. Why do you think we need oceans and big bodies of water? And why do you think God says there won't be any such thing in the new heaven over here? Because that's part of the curse, friends. It's part of the curse. That is needed today because it has to rain. With birth pains together until now. Not only that, okay, so he talks about creation. He talks about the three parts of creation: heaven, heavens, and earth, right? He talks about that. That's what you see right here, starting at verse, 19 or whatever it is, coming down to verse 22, ending there. Now he's talking about people in verse 23.